We've got one project in the portfolio right now. That's the Adelita project that's down in Sonora State in Mexico. This is a photograph of Adelita. You can see the topography there is very well suited for exploration and development, and this is an area that is not unfamiliar with mining. There are mines, a lot of mines in the neighborhood here, so this is a great jurisdiction to be working in. I will be having forward-looking statements. I encourage you to go to our website and read this. Let me know if you have any questions on it. So the thesis for the company is to, first of all, work with high-quality assets, and those assets need to be in mining-safe and mining-friendly jurisdictions. There's a continuum between security of tenure and also permittability. And one of the important things for us is that when we do find something, we want to actually be able to put it into production. And we like working in jurisdictions like Sonora State, where we know there's a good history of this. And we are surrounding ourselves with a world-class team. So Chen had already mentioned Dr. Peter McGaw. He's probably a name that's familiar to many of you. One of the founders of Mag Silver and has a number of exploration credits to his name. He actually is a guy that was studying carbonate replacement deposits long before they were in vogue, and we are now the beneficiaries of his 40-plus years of experience in that area. We've also got Doug Kerwin working with us. Doug is the former Senior Vice President of Ivanhoe Mines, and also a man with a number of exploration credits to his name, many of which are in production now, not the least of which was the Hugo Dummett zone at Oyu-Tolgoi in Mongolia. You know, Doug still has a great fire and passion for exploration and discovery. And Jorge Ramiro Monroy is a capital markets guru, who is really the guy that started this company and got it going. Jorge approached me about potentially developing a world-class copper explorer, and that's really how this company got going. And we're lucky enough to start off with the Adelita project, where we have a number of low-hanging fruit exploration targets that we'll be able to get started with and really hit the pavement running. This will be our capital structure as we go public. 38 million shares outstanding, and you can see that we're going to have Minorum Gold is going to be getting 6.1 million shares. That's part of the deal that we did to get the Adelita project. We said that we'll raise $4 million privately, which we have done already, and when we go public, we'll issue you enough shares that you'll be a 16% holder of Infinitum Copper. So that's where that 6.1 million comes from. So 38 million shares outstanding, and that'll be a nice, tightly held structure. Market cap of about $15 million as we go public, and $4 million in the treasury. So the core fellows, I've already talked about the core people at the company. Just tell you a little bit about myself as well. I'm an exploration geologist by training. I spent 24 years with Imperial Metals, a company based here in Vancouver that's a mine developer and operator. And I think the big milestone in my career would have been that I designed and implemented the drilling program at Red Chris that turned that from what everybody thought was another typical little low-grade BC porphyry and proved that it was actually a world-class giant with 16 billion pounds of copper and 24 million ounces of gold. There's our project sitting on the border between Sonora State and Sinaloa in northwest Mexico. And you'll note that we're actually right next door to the Alamo Dorado mine. That was a mine that was in production until 2017 when it was exhausted. And that's part of our system. The intrusive that actually drove that mineralization sits on the Adelita project, and we control the rest of the district other than that one zone that's already been mined out. So it's a great opportunity for us. While I've got this slide up, I'll point out to you that the reason we have this opportunity is because the owner of the project, Minorum, has a project up near the town of Alamos where they've had a tremendous amount of exploration success. And it was because of their distraction on that project, Adelita has never gotten the attention that it deserved. And you'll see why I feel that way as we go through the presentation. This is a closer look at the project. You can see that we've got 11 targets outlined on the project so far. A lot of them are drill ready. Mesquital, this one here, is the porphyry. So that's the intrusive source, a polyphase intrusive that's low lying under the valley bottom, so it's very poorly exposed. We hope to do some trenching this year to actually open that up and get a better look at what that looks like. But it is sitting beneath a 4-kilometer long copper anomaly and 2+, almost 3-kilometer long molybdenum and soil anomaly. So geochemically, it shows up very well. In the geophysics, it's got a beautiful, it looks like pyrite halo on the south end of it, a nice chargeability high. So it's got all the indicative features that would tell us that that's the buried porphyry that's sitting there. And all these other showings have been driven from that. The main one that we're looking at is right here. That's the Cerro Grande skarn. It's a high-grade copper skarn. And the edge of where we know it to be is 3 kilometers away from the edge of the intrusive. So there's a tremendous amount of unexplored territory where we can hopefully trace that mineralization back to the intrusive source. This is both a plan view and a cross-sectional view of the Cerro Grande zone. You can see that on the right-hand side, the strike length is about 400 meters, and we also know that it's about 300 meters deep. It's not closed off in any direction, still open everywhere, so we know it's at least 400 by 300. You can see it's also got a fairly decent width to it in the cross-sectional view. The true widths that are on this zone to date in the drilling are 3.5 meters up to 37 meters. And you can see with the vertical orientation, it's really well suited to potential underground mining if we find enough of it. So I think that given the sorts of grades that you see there, actually we can go ahead one slide. These are some of the best drill intercepts that we've had on the zone over the years. And a lot of those are going to be 2+% copper equivalent because there's fairly significant silver credit to the drill intercepts as well. So, this is a great zone. I think if you had 10 million tons of this type of mineralization, you'd have a good mine on your hands. That's a forward-looking statement. But we feel that because we got 3 kilometers of high potential exploration territory going back to the edge of the intrusive, we like our chances of success on this exploration program. This is a history of some of the drilling that's been done on the property. It's in small smatterings. We just heard about a 90,000 meter drill program. This property has 7,200 meters of drilling so far on it. The surface has barely been scratched. And it's really a unique opportunity for us to come into a high quality project like this where the system is already proven. We know that the system is strong, multi-phase, long-lived. Those are the things that make these systems big and rich. And so we're very happy to have the opportunity to come in and actually do a first principles exploration program to try and move it forward. This is a photograph of the hillside that hosts the Cerro Grande zone. You can see the red stippling coming down the north slope there that indicates where the skarn would be. Down at the bottom of this draw right here, there's a drive that dates back to the 1970s. Some of the locals found some high-grade copper mineralization. They went and did a 40-meter drive into the hillside, hand-cobbed some of the ore, put it into pickup trucks, and took it off to the local miller to make some money. There was no underground drilling done, no sub-level development or anything like that. So that's the extent of the underground workings on the property, and it was another 15 years before somebody came back and actually started to apply first, modern-day exploration techniques to start to explore the property. So back to this slide here, this is the thesis of the company. We're going to acquire a portfolio of high-quality assets. We're starting off with the Adelita project, but we expect that we're going to acquire at least 3 or 4 more properties so that we can be exploring 12 months out of the year and have continuous news flow for investors. We're going to concentrate on working in mining in jurisdictions where mining is safe and acceptable. We've already started to build a world-class team, but we're not stopping here. We're going to continue to build on that team by adding additional people as we add other projects. And we're going to hit the pavement running this winter with a good exploration program down in Sonora State. So thanks very much for your time. If you'd like more information, feel free to visit our website, infinitumcopper.com. You can also stop by our booth, and we've got a nice QR code there that will automatically sign you up for receiving our news as we start to get going. Thanks.